Voracek there, turning away from Zidlitzky. Back to Briere. Fire! Oh, Seam deflected stop. Gagne! He scored!
Alright, what is up everyone? My name is Chris and today, welcome back to the channel. Today we have another scrimmage game review, and this is from July 23rd, 2020, the third and final scrimmage here for the Flyers going into these playoffs. 5 days away from the first exhibition game versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. And a couple notes to start this off. There was no Carter Hart today at the scrimmage, but he was in the Phantoms rink practicing with about 4 or 5 shooters shooting on him after the whole scrimmage was done in the Phantoms rink. So if you've ever been to Voorhees, when you walk in the doors, the rinks are spread out like this, kind of. You got the Flyers rink on your left, and then you have the Phantoms rink on your right, and that's where Hart was, in the right rink there. But a couple more things. There were 22-minute periods today instead of 25 like the last time. Elliott, Ustimenko, and Lyon were the 3 goaltenders. The third period was supposed to be for special teams, but that got changed up a lot. So what they did was they would split. You know, the first period, it was the first 10 minutes. You would kind of just like the first 10 minutes was just like a regular scrimmage, and then the rest of it, the rest of the period from there was power play. So they did the same thing in the second. First was the scrimmage, then the power play. Started the third with 4-on-4. Then I believe they continued to go back to 5-on-5. But again, it's so tough to tell because, as I said before, the camera's so botched and everything. It's such a mess, but it is fun. So the first period, it was a lot of tight checking. Both sides were playing good defense and offense, generating chances. And Provorov and the Provorov veteran players, they were really setting up they were setting up a lot of nice plays. And then the power play, 10 minutes left in the first. There really wasn't much going on with that power play. There was no goals throughout the whole period, and it was just, I'm not really gonna, sit here and just harp on the power play the whole time because it's not easy to score like that. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's 10 minutes, but I think this is maybe the second time that this team has worked on the power play in the last couple months. I mean, it's hard. It takes time. And then when they worked on a Wednesday, it was shorter, and they didn't use the same units they did today. They switched it up. They had, it seemed like they had a lot of experimenting going on with those units on the last time they did it. But the units for today were Giroux, Konechny, Provorov, Frost, and Voracek was the first unit. Obviously, Frost would probably be switched out for Sean Couturier, but he was out again because of the birth of his first child. And then Niskanen, Hayes, Sanheim, Farabee, and James Van Riemsdyk was the second unit for the power play. And honestly, Elliott was phenomenal in this period, phenomenal in the second period. He saw all of the power play time today. As I said, no goals in the first period, and that would end there. And then going into the second period, Team Black would get the first goal of the scrimmage, Andrei Andreoff on a breakaway. And then Hayes, he collided with Matt Niskanen at one point right at the blue line. He kind of flipped around, his gloves came off, his helmet came off, he went back to the locker room. Scary moment, and then exhale, Hayes comes all the way back out. I was like, oh, thank God, because it was the middle of play, and I got a tweet, Hayes coming back out, and Hayes coming back out again, because it was from another reporter, and then I see the door open, Hayes starts walking from behind the rink, and then he comes walking back out. I was like, yes, this is great. So thankfully, nothing bad there with Hayes. He actually then came out and played on the second unit power play again, so that was definitely good to see. But Ustimenko, he came in for Team Black at the 10-minute mark, and then that was when they started the power play work. Raffle, he had a really nice shorthanded chance, and then Ustimenko made an unbelievable save on him. And then it was a 1-1 power play goal. It was a double deflection. I don't know who scored it. There was really no confirmation of who scored it. It was just they tweeted out 1-1 power play goal. And then that was around right after Hayes when he came back. And as I said, Elliott was phenomenal. He was stopping many pucks. Rebound control was great. Penalty kill was fabulous this whole time. Very good. They jammed a lot of the lanes. Very aggressive at the blue line, on the guys on the half wall and things along those lines. And it really made the offense rethink a lot. And it didn't really, the power play didn't have many quality chances. They were kind of just passing way too much. But again, it's so hard to harp on them. I'm not harping on them. I'm just saying, if they're going to want to really start to get this down, they're definitely going to want to start shooting more. But again, I'm not harping on them. I'm just saying in general. But at the end of the second period, it was 3-1, and I had no idea it was 3-1. I think it was another scoreboard error, just like the last time when it was 7-5, but it was actually 7-6, was what they said. But again, they started the third period 4-on-4, and then Pitlick, he got a goal to make it 3-2 for Black. Konecny made it 4-2 Orange on a breakaway. Then Hayes would get another one for Orange, 5-2 on a tap-in, and then it was 5-3 Black, and then Hayes finished off again with his second of the game to make it 6-3 Orange. Now, another thing is that Brian Elliott got a new mask, and it was fabulous. I used a picture of him in the thumbnail, as you saw when you clicked on this video. And here are a couple pictures here that I got from Fernie Drummond. He's the person who paints the goalie mask for the Flyers. He will be coming on the Flyer podcast this Saturday night at 9 o'clock. And I am very excited for that, along with Amadeo. We'll have some really good stories, so please stay tuned for that one. Remember, guys, podcast, articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.